Hi, I'm Sarah and this is the Daily English Show. It's Saturday the 15th of April and this is show number 13. And check this out. This is a microphone and it has an excellent stand here, so I can put the microphone in the stand and use two hands. Before I was using this microphone here and I had to press this talk button and hold it, so I could only use one hand, which wasn't so good, and I kept moving the microphone into the camera, which looked kind of silly as well. So, loving my new microphone today, and I'm thinking about doing something about the lights too. At the moment I've just got this one light in my room overhead, so it shines, and I have a shiny forehead and big dark shadows under my eyes, so it looks kind of scary. I'm thinking about getting some lights to shine from the sides to cut out the shadows. But for today, loving my new microphone. And today is Saturday, so we have a different show today instead of the usual lineup. Last week there was Sarah's Diary on Saturday, and today the first how-to show, and a question that you're probably all interested in: how to study English. How to study English. So the first thing that you should do is take a pill. These are English pills. You can see the label clearly says English pills. And if you take one of these every day, after 3 weeks, you will be able to get a TOEIC score of over 700. I'm kidding, of course. There is no English pill. This is cocaine. No Japanese pill either, unfortunately. If there was, I'd take it in a second. All those hours spent studying Japanese, I could have been lying on the beach. No English pill. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but the only way you're going to improve your English is through time and effort. Why? The first thing that you should do is decide why you're studying English. Think about what your purpose is. Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this question, but it is important that you think about why and you come up with an answer before you can move on to the next step. So these are some examples of why you might be studying English. Maybe you need it for work. Maybe you're going to be transferred to New York in 6 months, so you need it to communicate at work. Maybe you want to stimulate your brain. Maybe you'd like to be able to understand a little bit of English for when you travel. Maybe you love watching English movies and you want to watch them without the subtitles. Or maybe you love reading English books. Whatever it is, it's important that you think about why you're studying English and you come up with an answer. Then you can move on to step 2. Step 2 is decide on a method. Now, the method needs to match your purpose. For example, if your purpose was to study English because you're moving to New York in 6 months, then the kind of English you want to study is probably for practical work situations or practical living situations, making small talk with colleagues, that kind of thing. And studying metaphor or poetry is probably not going to be so useful for you. On the other hand, if your purpose for studying English was for enjoyment of reading or intellectual stimulation, then studying poetry and metaphor is a perfectly good method for you. There is no perfect textbook. Some can be better than others. Sometimes the layout's a bit better, or some books are a little bit out of date. But it's much more important to actually get into the textbook and start using it than to waste time fretting about which is the best book. Likewise, there's no perfect method. Different things work for different people, and your method needs to match your purpose, as I said. So if your purpose is to use English for academic study, then you'll need to read a lot. But if your purpose is to make friends with English speakers, then you'll need to practice your conversation. Personally, I think a variety is good, a variety of methods and materials. So these are some things you could try. Watch a movie in English with no subtitles. So watch it first time with no subtitles, then try and guess what the meaning is, and then watch it again with subtitles. You could do exercises from a grammar book, write a diary in English, and take an English class to practice speaking. This is one thing I tried for studying, not English obviously, for studying Japanese last year. I made a notebook. This is my newspaper study notebook. And every day, no, not every day, sometimes I printed out news from the internet and then I picked up words and looked up the meaning of the words and wrote them on this page. And I found that was a good way to increase my vocabulary. Step 3 is make a goal. So goals are good. Why? Because if you want to achieve something, if you make a goal, then you're much more likely to achieve it. And also, the satisfaction of achieving a goal is good. It's a nice feeling. No matter how small it is, if you actually made a goal and then you achieved it, it feels good. So your goal needs to match your purpose. If you're going to move to New York in 6 months to use English for work, then you're going to want to improve your English faster than if, say, your goal was to study English. Your purpose was to study English for intellectual stimulation or enjoyment. In that case, it might not matter if your English doesn't improve so fast. Your goal needs to be specific. So something like, I'll study more. It's not specific enough. So it's too general. Be specific. Like, for example, I'll continue to study English for 2 hours every day until July. Something like that. Again, there's no right or wrong answer for what's the perfect kind of goal to write. It could be, I'll study English for 4 hours every day, or it could be, I'll study English for 1 hour a week, or I'll write down 10 new words in my notebook every day. Whatever it is, the most important thing is to do is make a goal and make it specific. Don't do it. Never mind, come on, chill out in front of the TV. It's the weekend, you can do it tomorrow. Without a doubt, the biggest threat to you achieving your brilliant goal that you just wrote in step 3 is the little devil sitting on your shoulder telling you to be lazy. Don't listen to it. Pick up your textbook, open the book, start studying now. It seems that most people have no problem actually buying textbooks. All you need to do is find a bookshop and go into the shop, choose a book, hand over the money, and Bob's your uncle. And most people also have no problem with taking the book home and putting it on the bookshelf. But where most people come unstuck is actually taking the book off the bookshelf and opening the book. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to do that today. Now, you might like to start with a few stretching exercises to warm up the muscles in your hands. So these are some exercises that I like to try. And when the muscles in your hands are warmed up enough, you can start the task of opening the book. Now, it doesn't actually matter where you open it from, but it does have to be this right-hand side. So it doesn't work on the left-hand side. So anywhere along the right-hand side, you might want to start at the top or the middle at the bottom. I like to open it from the bottom right-hand corner. So take your right hand, and the muscles should be warmed up enough by now. Get your thumb and forefinger and press them together between this front cover of the book and get a firm grip on that book, and then pull your hand back this way, and so the front cover should come away from the rest of the book. And that's it, the book is open. It really is as simple as that. So if you have any more questions, something that you're not sure about, send me an email, thedailyenglishtshow@yahoo.co.nz. And that was the Daily English Show, show number 13. Tomorrow is Sunday, Sunday Kitchen, and tomorrow I'm making orange juice. See you tomorrow. Bye.